Well, now we've got a pros in the wild, and let me say, this one is scathing.
Can't wait.
It's a follow-up to our last 2 weeks of conversation.
Chaz and
It's a little bit of a long call, 4 minutes, but hang in there. It's worth it.
Waiting.
DLS, first-time caller, long-time listener. Hey, just want to call and leave a note about your recent commentary about the one Billy Kemper. I'm titling this entry, Billy Kemper is a douche, and I have proof. Okay, so I was actually going to call a few weeks ago when the topic about Billy Kemper and the OnlyFans came up, and I had a story to tell that would have reinforced the douchiness of the OnlyFans move. However, last week's show, commenting about the stab piece really compelled me to call now and tell this story. So here goes. Anyway, I was in Waikiki earlier this summer, and one particular day there was a bunch of heads right at the Queen's Break on the shore. There was a Tonori photo shoot, so a lot of the athletes from Tonori were there, and others, one of which being Billy Kemper. They were just hanging out all day. That was all good. Towards the end of the day, just a random tourist carrying a longboard accidentally bumped his kid, and Billy went off on this guy. The guy was clearly a first-time beginner and probably never carried a longboard ever in his life, but the fact that he bumped his kid, which I presume was Billy's kid, but bumped some younger kid, Billy went off on this tourist right there in front of everybody. It was really an embarrassment, to be honest. I witnessed the whole thing right in front of me, and it was just a super poor representation of the aloha spirit. Now, when you bump a kid with carrying a longboard, that's going to happen, especially in Waikiki, where there's just more first-time beginners than probably anywhere on the planet. It's just going to happen. But the fact that he went off on this guy who had no clue that it even happened, and it was not even like a hard bump. It was just like a soft bump with the board. So the guy did not deserve to get just berated by Billy there on the spot. Just, again, super poor. It was embarrassment for himself. But he was also there in front of all of his peers, too, from this photo shoot, which I thought, I'm not sure how many people really saw that from the shoot, but nevertheless, you don't behave like that on a professional photo shoot. Anyways, just a total douche move. Now, here's the kicker. That very same day, I went back to my place, and I saw a highlight of the 𝗕𝗶𝗹𝗆𝗆, where Billy's big wave counterpart, Kai Lenny, was a representative receiving that humanitarian award on behalf of the Maui surf community for their efforts in the Lahaina fires. Great award. They presented themselves really, really well on stage, and so I just thought it was an interesting comparison between a juxtaposition from Kai Lenny, both these guys from the big wave world. The same day you get Kai Lenny on national TV accepting this humanitarian award on behalf of the community. The same day you have Billy Kemper yelling at first time, just beginner kooks in Waikiki. Just the exact polar opposite effect of the aloha spirit. Kai Lenny, good on you for demonstrating the aloha spirit. Billy Kemper, shame on you for your behavior there. Anyways, and by the way, I'm not even really a Kai Lenny fan, just for his, for his history with Zuckerberg there. But anyways, him doing good for the Lahaina community during the fires totally redeemed himself with me. But anyway, that's a different story. All right, boys, keep work. Enjoy.
Damning.
Billy Kemper, shame on you. I will say, berating somebody over ignorance is such a shameful look. And I'm glad that this dude properly called it out. Because it's not about, if this guy was maliciously walking around with his longboard, hitting, causing all kinds of trouble and then not caring, then that's different. That's Billy, go after that dude, right? When somebody gets berated for an unintentional accident, it's always an ugly, ugly, ugly look.
It's a reflection of the person doing the berating far more than it's a reflection of the person who had the quote offense.
Yeah.
It's Billy trying to assert his alpha maleness and totally misreading the situation, but having a need to assert the alpha maleness to the world despite what's going on in the world.
I will say, there's been times in the lineup where I've been dropped in on or whatever, and I will like, haul off on the person, and then you see their face that it was all they just have no idea. And I always feel so bad in those moments, but then, yeah, genuinely apologize and try to give a little teaching moment, but with mostly just effusive apology, where I would wish that Billy Kemper didn't have to be the alpha and could have just said, oh man, look, it was a long day and I'm sorry. Whatever. Like, sorry about it, man.
The more stories we get about good old Billy, I have a feeling he was a douche from the beginning, but I also have a suspicion, or maybe just a belief, that we're all a few blessings away from being a douche ourselves. Like, if you earn enough money and you become that disconnected from what it felt like to not have money, and if you conquer the ocean, as Billy has in a lot of ways, and if you have the beautiful wife and the full family and you forget what it's like to be lonely, how long until you just start being a douche? You just start being like, you idiots who don't get it. Like, why are you acting out? Why are you, I mean, I feel like that's just almost human nature.
We all got a little Billy living inside of us.
Nobody accomplishes all of those things, has millions of dollars, beautiful family, all the comforts in life, and then just thinks, I'm going to delight in this. I'm just going to sit here and revel in it. No, they find some itch to scratch. You know what I mean?
True. It's
so
true.
Weird. So,
Billy,
okay.
good pro in the wild.
Yeah, good pro in the wild. They're not always glowing reviews of these pros. Don't meet your heroes, Chaz.
Yeah, that's the best part of this pros in the wild. There's a real mixed bag, but also I feel we have and then there's some on the fence, like the Lane Beachley one. Was Lane hero or anti-hero in that moment?
You don't know.
Don't know.